Hey guys, it's your girl Aisha, aka GeekXX Chic, and we're here with Aisha Watches Anime with another reaction to Sentenced to be a Hero. We're now on to episode 5, which is called Defense Against Corruption at Marine Fortress 1. So we had the last one being all about Marine Fortress basically getting there, and now we're getting into, I guess, the battle of it all. Last episode, we had the troop actually arrive at the fortress, and when they got there, they discovered that there's a new mission for them. Effectively, they're trying to get rid of the demon lord that's in this area, but they haven't been able to do it using the goddess that they have. This goddess apparently has poison skills, but they can't get enough poison into this demon lord for it to stay dead, or at least to stop regenerating. So they now have a new plan, which involves the heroes, and effectively the heroes are supposed to be the front line and the way to weaken the demon lord to the point where the poison will actually take effect. And the crazy thing about this mission is that they've been ordered to die with this mission. Apparently they can't complete it unless they die doing it. So it's definitely giving strange. It's giving that somebody at the top wants to make sure that Xylo, most likely in particular, does not make it out of it. But we see that Venetim, I think his name was, negotiated to get them a few more options that wouldn't equal, wouldn't actually spell death for them. And then we were also introduced to another hero towards the end of the episode that apparently they've all worked with before. So we only saw that he's got a quick hand and he likes to gamble. So I'm interested to see a little bit more about him and see what we're going to do with this quest that is doomed to fail. So let's jump into it. But just before I do, a reminder to hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell. All right, that out of the way, let's get into the episode right now. What's a ghoul? Okay, this is his trial. Okay, he said numbers are important. Oh, morality stuff, in quotes. K. Really? What's this Gwen Wassa thing? We're gonna find out what it is. Mosa, I mean? I think it's pretty clear that this guy was broken by whatever they did to him, or maybe he was broken before. He's honest. He did say he's very honest. My man keeps it simple. I mean, we can't argue any of his logic here. Who are you? You're the same person that grabbed Venetim or whatever too, aren't you? I mean, he's got a point. Not the whisper. Wow. Yeah, indeed. What is your standard? I'm intrigued. I'm ready to learn. Yeah, this guy gonna make you a hero. He seems to really like this hero project. This guy is the ultimate villain. I'm getting Aizen vibes from him from Bleach. And I'm fairly certain he was there at the Xylo's trial. This guy's cuckoo. He's a chatterbags, huh? Kind of. It's repeatedly failed. Yeah, I think I said this, right? He actually snapped on a very fundamental level at some point. Okay, making light of the torture. Just keep walking. Something tells me that getting him to shut up is a lot harder than it looks. But I have a feeling he's one of those characters that at some point, either this season or maybe in another one, if we get another one, that he's going to have a real somber moment, and it's going to be pretty scary. Oh, he's a little close, is he? Look at that blush. I see you, sis. I saw you since episode 2. Do you have good sight too? Oh, creepy, you do. So both you and Dota have enhanced sight. I think you said he got a good sense of smell too, right? He was just asking a valid question in this case. We following the shot. We following the shot through the trees. Ooh. I mean, do we have a choice? I was about to say, They're annoying, but from what I've seen, they're damn good.
今日でも諦めないのか。
俺たちが死んで喜ぶ連中の好きにさせてたまるか。
Right? Homie said, listen, this is not my first rodeo with people trying to kill me.
そういうあんたはどこの貴族の
Indeed, she
出身だ。
definitely gives
貴
rich
族で
girl.
はない。
嘘だろ。それで正規
I don't believe you.
神殿のほぼ最高位じゃねえか。
Okay.
道理で知らねえはずだ。
兄貴、終わりましたぜ。百発百中っすよ。
Purr. Oh, so that's the other priestess. Interesting hair. Very interesting.
私からも無事をお祈りします、キリア。
Thanks.
ペルメリ、
Can we get you clothes that fit?
私は有用でしたか。
完璧だ。疑いの余地はない。
Interesting. So they all seek validation.
さすがペルメリーはないのですか。
She's not as animated as Terita, but it's the same.
では、
That's an interesting look we got from Shiloh. I don't think he likes it.
契約した第9世紀師団の団長、コード・クリビオスは知ってるな。
Really?
元は南に広大な領土を持つ貴族だった。
Sounds like a goddess of convenience.
魔王を要塞に引き入れてこのオーダルを起爆するわけっすか。
Yikes.
ああ、猛毒でイブリスを
It's gonna kill a lot more
そ
than
れって
him.
俺らみんな死にますよね。
Exactly.
なんか腹立つから誰か殺しとこうかな。
The way he said it so casually.
みたいな勇者風情調子に乗るなよ。
メロゾフレク。
Right? You were gonna lose parts. He don't give a
だよ
look at his eye. See?
なんで殺す必要がある。
腹いせですよ。
They were look, they came to him.
私に内緒で出かけましたね。我が騎士にあるまじき行いです。
テオリッタ様、我々は責務を全
Look at her catering to Tiarita. It's never happening from Shiloh.
キビアと楽しく偵察できたようですね。
Enjoyed?
楽しい偵察なんてこの
I was about to say, I think he just didn't what because they weren't arguing?
第9世紀師団を私は見ました。
お
Uh-huh.
そうか。
そうかではありません。
Yeah, he's not gonna listen unless you have something important to say, girl.
この要塞に詰めてると聞いたんで。しがない
Oh
甲府でも
no,
手
you
伝えることはあり
guys!
ますよね。
We just saved you. Please go home.
俺たちの状況は知ってるんだよ
Right? Like this is not a walk in the
命を救っ
park.
てくれた王と英雄を助けたいと思うのは当然です。
They're good people.
あたりの集落出身なんです。鉱山に続いてこの要塞までダメになったら
He's like, it's gonna be on our doorstep sooner or
心の
later.
支えもなくなります。
They'd rather take it head on. I wonder who they got that from.
へえか。余計なこと言
He's
うんじゃ
going
ね
to
え
encourage them.
だがこいつらは
無論民に命を投げ出せとは
I
言わぬ
think they understand the risk is the point, right? It's not like you asked them to come, you didn't force them to come.
経済を示せば
His Majesty's
十分
got
な
it.
働き手となる。
More hands are better than no hands.
この要塞も強固な
Okay, impregnable might be a little much, but I love the ambition.
掴もうぞ。
Okay. See, look at them in form already. Poor Xilo's just like more bodies to worry about. We know he's not going to want a single one of them to die, so.
サーバー裏も近づくやつは全て撃て。
Your sniper got it.
甲府たちは正面後方。聖騎士たちの後方支援だ。
I feel it.
無理せず半日を目安に粘ってくれ。
Half the day?
全員の調律を進めておこう。
Half the day is like 12 hours, bro.
ザイロ君はどうします
Yeah, what will you be doing, Xilo?
撃って出る。
Sounds about right.
さすがは兄貴っすね。
Right? Like, is that any different than what he would always do?
あらかじめ仕掛けた罠で
Okay.
全員が生き残るには
That is exactly Xilo, trying to make a plan where everyone lives, where most would be like, how do we do it with the least amount of losses?
お前らは人間以下だろうがこの女神殺し野郎
That was Sav, wasn't it?
兄貴を怒らせないでくださいよ。
Yeah, Sav really likes taking people's limbs, yo.
なんで俺じゃ
Indeed, why didn't he shoot
なん
you?
でってあんたの方がガタイが良くて元気もいいから。
Yeah, we actually need
よく
you.
働くんじゃないかな。
He's like, the other guy's kind of expendable, but just so you know, I'm kind of crazy.
サーブそれなりに効果的だ。
Hmm.
二度と
Right? He's like, thank you, but let's less violent point next time, please.
さっさと運んで全員で止血しとけ。
As I was saying, this guy's like, these people are crazy. I don't even know why you step into a criminal, sir. You didn't look like you had it in you.
君に封書が届き
Why
ま
is
した
Silo so popular
差出
today?
人は
ダメだ。
Oh,
風車は燃や
he
せ。
saw the seal and said, hell no, immediately.
マスティボルト家って確か南方の
Night
ヤキの
gaunts.
一
What's a
族
night
ですよね。
gaunt?
こちらが兵を貸してもいいと。
At what cost?
ぜひとも協力を仰ぎたいと。
At what cost?
できれば。
この話は終わりだ。
Okay, beef. Noted. There is beef and it's deep.
ジェイス君にはニーリーに無理をさせたくない。
Wow, go die. That's very specific.
志願して勇者になったくせに相変わらずですよ。
傭
Who
兵の方
volunteers to be a hero?
報酬がないことには。
金策はドッタがやってる。まあ、
Raising money, i.e., stealing it? Got it.
ホークたちは下げろ。あいつらにまで戦わせるなんて世も末だ。
They want to be there.
実際に人類を破綻させたい人々がいるとしたら
Right?
どうします？
This is the writer coming out that wrote those articles that got him in trouble.
ザイロ君は陰謀論は好きです。
I mean, there's usually a grain of truth to some of them.
魔王崇拝者だとか強制派だとか
Mm.
どう考えてもガセネタだろ。
Is it?
まあそう考えるのも当然でしょうね。
You better tell him that they said it was the truth.
実際に魔王を崇拝したり、魔王
Mm.
との共生を掲げる勢力が人類を負けさせるために動いているとしたら、
Indeed.
死に滅裂な作戦も。
Yeah, and explain what happened to you as far as you getting framed.
クソ誰のゲス野郎どもだろうな。
Yeah, I'd say they're pretty low, but I mean, does that surprise you about humanity? Truthfully, it's the most logical explanation there is, actually. Oh, wow, it's such a colorful army. Why couldn't they be nice? Why do they gotta be so destructive? That is crazy. Horns coming out the front haunches is crazy.
後方支援つったろうが。
Not in his vocabulary. Listen, say what you want about His Majesty, but he was out in the front lines fighting with his men. He's not that kind of guy, man. He's not the sit in the back and give orders type. He's gonna get his hands dirty. I appreciate it, and that's why people follow him so easily. Okay. Well done. Sigils nailed.
敵はひるんでいる。
We're celebrating a bit early.
射撃にストライク。
Yeah, let's just work on the next thing first.
騎兵の道を開くキリア団長たちの援護
Where's the cavalry?
突撃
All right, Kivia, let's show them how it's done for once. Last campaign was folly. This one's actually got a point. Oh. Okay, she nasty with the lance. I'm okay with that. This is much better than what we saw in episode 1.
かき乱せ要塞に近づけるな
That's the plan, okay? Ooh, wow, that's a lot.
親たちは
I agree.
なんすかねあれ
What's what and over where?
ああ、こっちも確認した。
Someone said we coming at you sideways. You thought it was coming from the front. What did Venetin just say? What did he just say? Yeah, that gate's coming down in short order.
数が多すぎる次はさばききれません
It's a lot of panicking.
このままだと魔王が出てくる前に。
Sorry, friend. Oh, damn. Look at the body on the horns. Well, good news is the campaign is going fantastically. Everything's great, guys. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. All right, guys. Well, that was episode 5, and we're getting right into it. One thing with this show, they don't play around when it comes to the action. They're like, we're here. Let's get in immediately. So with this one, we just basically got more of the preparations for this battle. Xylo is very aware of the fact that this is just not looking good, but he's doing his best with what he's got. He's trying to figure out what he can possibly do to minimize the amount of casualties, if not completely eliminate any casualties on their side, but the numbers just aren't there. And so we got to get to know a little bit more about Sav in this episode. We got to see his background. We got to see the trial that led to him becoming a hero. And it looks like he was raised to be some sort of, I'd say, assassin from childhood. And we heard the man describe that it involves, forms of mind control, torture, enticement, all kinds of things to get these kids to do what they want them to do and become what they want to become. And Sav's words are that none of it worked on him. He's like, oh, they tried, but it didn't work on me. And I don't believe in morality and I don't believe in whatever. I just do what I want. But I have a sneaking suspicion that it did work on him, but maybe not in the way that they would have anticipated. It sounds like whatever they did in that torturous environment was more to make them like mindless soldiers, but Sav kind of went off script in that he just does what he wants, as he says, right? He's like, if I feel like killing somebody, I do. If I dislike you, you're gonna die. So that's kind of his mindset. And we see that same person, the Inquisitor, I'm gonna call him, with the glasses and the long black hair, he was at the trial as well for Meditim. I'm pretty sure he was at Xilo's trial, but it looks like he's the person who makes the decision on whether or not they're gonna become heroes. And he really gets in, like we saw that at Meditim's trial, he really wanted to get into the nitty gritty of, you know, what Meditim was thinking, why he wrote the articles he did, that kind of thing. And now with Sav, he was like what makes somebody easy to kill? What makes you decide on who you kill versus who you don't kill? Do you take anything into account, like if they have families or anything like that? And Sav's like, no, when I say easy to kill, it's more that like easy for me, in the sense of I'm not going to feel any type of way about it if I do it. So even though he says that morality doesn't really work on him, clearly there's some form of, I don't know if you want to call it conscience or what, that does somewhat weigh in for Sav on choosing who he chooses to kill versus just maim, for example. And anyway, you know, I said already that he's kind of got this, you know, chatterbox, motor mouth, very flippant, happy-go-lucky type of attitude that we're seeing exhibited at the moment. But I'm almost positive it's a front because, you know, based on what he's been through, and even when he went and was like 2 seconds from doing something really crazy to that soldier that got into his face, we heard Xylo be like, why are you doing this? He's like, do you have to kill someone? Can you not just chill? And you hear him saying, oh, I just got to vent sometimes, you know, it's just the traumatic childhood I had and everything. And the way when people say things like that in a flippant way, it's a little bit of a truth disguised in levity, I guess would be the best way to put it, in the sense of, I think it is very traumatic. And I do think he actually has quite a bit of trauma, but instead of him kind of leaning into it and the mental torture that would probably bring for him, he'd rather just act like it's a joke and be dismissive of it. And instead we see it come out in those outbursts, such as cutting off a man's hand or shooting a man's arm off, right? He does these things because I think there's a lot of anger that's sitting in that boy and a lot of pain. And he tries to just play it off as like, I don't care about anything, but you know, he is human, so that's not possible. But anyway, very interesting character in that regard. And as I said, there's going to be a moment when probably either this season or maybe in another season where you're going to see him actually get dead serious. And it's probably going to be both a scary, but more of a sad and somber moment, because like I said, I think there's a lot of darkness going on in that kid, and this is the best way he knows how to cope with it and not like go completely berserk, for lack of a better term. But anyways, very interesting to see that about Sav. We also find out that he's got enhanced senses as well, like Dota. We know Dota's got amazing eyesight. We see that Sav also has amazing eyesight, and he said there's another sense he said as well, and I can't remember if it was hearing or I think it was hearing. Yeah, I think he sees hearing or smell. I can't remember. But either way, interesting that these heroes seem to have so far some form of very above average something when it comes to their bodies, right? So like I said, with Dota and Sav, they seem to have sensory enhancements, whereas with Xialo, it's his, his luminosity is apparently like way higher than any other human that His Majesty's ever come across. So I don't know if that's something that might be a side effect of the hero thing, or if it's something that they had before, but just interesting that so far everyone in the team's kind of got a little extra something. But anyways, coming back, now that we know a little bit more about Sav, everything else was really about this plan and doing the best that they could to prepare. We see that Kivia is there, and she's like, you know, I called it, she's got a fat crush on Xialo. Can't blame her though. Listen, Xialo, for all of his gruffness, he's actually got very admirable qualities. Plus it doesn't hurt that he's, you know, clearly attractive. So kind of interesting that she's, you know, just starting to, now she's getting a little bit weird when he's close to her and stuff like that. We'll see how long it takes for him to pick up on it. But anyway, we see that the miners showed up as well. The miners from the last arc that Xialo and his company saved. They said, listen, you saved our butts. We're here to help you out. We heard that you're woefully outnumbered, so let us do whatever we can to help out. And they're not soldiers, so that's why Xialo is very much against it. But I love that His Majesty basically came and said, that's fine. Like these are subjects of this country, of this nation. This fight is going to be on their doorsteps in no time if it can't be cut off here. So like, let them choose whether they'd rather go out fighting or hiding, right? So I like that, and I think it was really sweet. And again, it shows how, again, Xylo and his deep sense of justice and his protective nature really does endear people to him, even though he acts like he doesn't want people anywhere near him. You're Xylo's always like, leave me alone, but it's like his aura just brings people in, and it's like he can't help it. He's got a fan club. So anyways, we also met another goddess finally. What was her name? I already forgot her name, but she's the poison goddess, and we see that she's actually bound to one of the priests, and the priest clearly treats her like a commodity. You can see it, like, and just like the energy between her and Teerita is so vast, right? Teerita's so bubbly and bright and happy and out there, even though she's quite a bit of a chatterbox and kind of all over the place. You can just tell she's very light and happy. Whereas with this other goddess, she just seems so monotone. Energy seems so low. She seems so flat. It almost feels like she's being starved in some way, right? And even the way she kind of just was scared to ask for the praise of the person who bound her, like you could tell that she's not used to getting that praise, or she's almost scared to ask for it. So again, she's been working a lot with this blight, so maybe she's just tired, but I feel like there's a sense of fear in her that we don't see with Teerita. And again, that's because we know that Xylo would never hurt Teerita, but I have a sneaky suspicion that the poison goddess is probably abused by her person that she's bound to. So anyway, we got to meet her anyway, and we'll have to see how that goes. I think it'd be great to see her and Teerita interact if they get a chance to do that. But either way, we started to jump into the battle. As I mentioned, Xylo came up with the best plan that he could based on what he knew, based on what he could plan for. But we see that just before the battle, Venonton brings up a very, very good point where he's like, what if there was a faction of humans that actually wants to work with the demon lords? What if they're like, actually, we think you're the winning team and we want to work with you rather than keep working in this, with the other side and keeping this cycle of war continuing? And Xylo at first was like, oh no, that's impossible. No one would ever do that. And Venonton's like, I really think you should ask yourself the what if, like, just let your imagination fly about what that would mean if it was true. And we already know that, as Xylo mentioned and was mentioned in the episode where we found out about Venonton's background, he's telling the truth. There are humans that are siding with the demon lords. So this is important, and Xylo and co do need to start believing it and treating it like it's a possibility, because as we saw towards the end of this episode, they now have human archers working with them, and humans, of course, can help the demon lords to understand humans in a way they probably wouldn't know otherwise. Plus, they probably have intimate knowledge of different areas that they might attack. So it's important, and it's now a reality, and it definitely changes the game as far as the humans are concerned and the kind of battling that they're going to have to do going forward, and who they can trust as well. So I like that, because it's adding more layers to the plot of the political side of this whole world that we haven't seen a ton of outside of Xylo's flashbacks. So yeah, another good episode. We're kicking off the battle, and yeah, things just started to get bad because the humans have now wrecked their first line of defense. So where are we gonna go, considering we just started the battle and the demon lord's not even here yet? Gonna have to wait till next week to find out. So I enjoyed this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed watching along with me. If you did, please show some love, and I'll see you in the next one.